but just a little different, bro. I had to make another page. Unfortunately, YouTube on my old page want to do some verification and shit, so I ain't getting all my views and content how I normally would get. But I wanted to make another podcast channel anyway, so I guess this just led me to go ahead and hurry up and do that. But that ain't finna stop shit, bro. Y'all still can show support and love to this channel and my old channel, my main channel. But this channel is a little bit different. My other one I usually try to, give opinions, voice opinion, my opinion, all that shit, but it's just straight raw in here, bro. We just finna come and say what the fuck we wanna say and how we wanna say it.
Opens with a middle-aged man, who's just called the Surfer, and his son arriving at a beautiful coast of Australia. The man is giving a motivational speech, using surfing as a metaphor for life, but his son is visibly annoyed that he had to skip school for this. The Surfer then speaks with his real estate agent, claiming he's at Luna Bay, and wants his son to see the house. But to his disappointment, the agent informs him that another family is interested in the property, and is offering significantly more money. The Surfer isn't ready to give up at any cost, so the agent urges him to raise another 100 grand, and gives him 48 hours. After hanging up the call, the Surfer and his son grab their surfboards, and head to the beach. The father seems pretty excited, and he tells his son that he has a big surprise for him. But just as they are about to jump into the water, a local guy named Pitbull appears, and angrily declares that they're not permitted to surf here, and it's only for locals. The Surfer reveals that he grew up in this place, but Pitbull...
But see, right there and there, that shit would piss me the fuck off. I'm from this shit. When I was growing up, I don't even remember you growing up in this shit. So how the fuck this for local, bro? And I don't even remember you when we were kids. So you must have came and think you run this shit when I left, bro. Hell, that like leaving your spot, leaving your little hood, bro. You move out that shit, come back, motherfucker tell you, bro, you ain't live here no more. You can't come to this corner store no more. That's a major disrespect, bro. That highly disrespectful, bro. Would have stuck that nigga right there and there.
Becomes more aggressive, repeatedly ordering them to leave. Upon seeing them arguing, the local people's leader, Scally, arrives and speaks privately with the Surfer. He tells the Surfer to forget this place, warning that it's not safe, and that he's doing them a favor by giving this advice.
But you gotta know when to back down, or it could get a whole lot worse.
This leaves the Surfer deeply disappointed, and he has no choice but to walk away from there. Later, in the car, he reveals to his son that he's buying it.
Bro, what y'all would have did? Real dads and fathers out there, bro. You taking your son for an example. You taking your son to the court, a court where you grew up playing ball from sun up to sundown, bro. Where you had to be home on the street like had to get back home, bro. You come back 30, 20 years, a group of niggas tell you, bro, you can't hoop here no more. You just wanted to take your son to the spot where you used to grow up hooping. Now you can't even go back and hoop no more. What y'all would have did? A court where y'all niggas then broke ankles, jam your fingers, thumbs, sharing water bottles and shit, bro. Grew up talking about how you gonna leave this shit and come back with your kid. Now you can't hoop. Y'all would have dealt. But what you would have did?
A house nearby, one that belonged to his father and where he grew up. The Surfer recalls his childhood memories and describes how precious this place is to him, but his son shows no interest and just wants to go home. In the following scene, we see the Surfer returning to the coast, but this time alone. He calls his broker and urgently requests more money because the price of the house he wanted has increased. The broker suggests buying another property, but the Surfer refuses to give up and claims he has worked his entire life just to get back here. Not long after, an old homeless man, called the Bum, appears and hands a poster of his missing dog to the Surfer. The latter says he's not from here and hasn't seen the dog, so the old man just warns him to be careful around here. Moments later, the Surfer notices several local boys approaching the Bum and harassing him. They physically abuse the old man while mocking and laughing. This makes the surfer feel very bad, and the boys don't waste the opportunity to insult him as well before finally walking away. Later that night, the surfer sits alone in his car when he gets a call from his estranged wife. She wonders where he is, and he excitedly admits he has come to buy his old house, which is finally up for sale. But the uninterested wife urges him to sign the divorce papers quickly, revealing that she's getting married to her boyfriend and is pregnant. This
Damn.
news hits the man like a ton of bricks, but he tries to hide his disappointment.
Ton of bricks.
After hanging up,
A ton of fucking bricks. Nigga, that's a knife to the damn stomach. Closed and open. Bro, you just got a divorce. So hold on, let's just go back, bro. That means she had to been fucking with that nigga while y'all was going through whatever the fuck y'all was going through, bro. Y'all get a divorce. Her and her nigga, new nigga boyfriend, she obviously just get pregnant, bro. Hell no. Nope. Nope. That nigga is heartbroken.
he recalls his childhood self at the beach, realizing the house is the only thing left that might bring him a shred of happiness. Sometime later, the surfer notices some local teens arrive to party at the beach. A delivery boy also soon shows up with piles of pizzas for the partygoers, and the surfer requests to buy one. But the moment the delivery guy learns he isn't local, he becomes rude and ends up charging $100 for a pizza. Afterward, the surfer goes to get some water, but when he returns to his car, he's shocked to see his pizza tossed onto the ground. He then spots some teens running off in the distance while carrying his surfboard. Furious, the surfer storms down to the beach, where he confronts the partygoers and demands his surfboard back. But one of the boys, Blondie, immediately lunges at him and tries to beat him down.
You should have had a yappa on.
After a brief fight,
bro.
the surfer realizes he can't win against these people, so he walks away. When he returns to his car, he immediately calls the local police to report the theft and assault. The next morning, he is startled awake by a cop. The surfer quickly explains what happened last night and suggests that they confront those goons together. However, the cop suddenly tells him to stay here, and he'll talk to them alone. After the cop leaves, the suspicious surfer approaches the bum and requests to borrow his binoculars. The old man demands his expensive sunglasses in exchange, which the surfer reluctantly hands over. Afterward, the surfer uses the binoculars to scan the beach and realizes the cop is actually Scally's friend. The bum informs him that Scally's grandfather stole most of the land here, and now the trust fund brat acts like he's king of this place. The bum also reveals that his son, Jay, once used to surf around here, and shows a shark tooth necklace he won in a surfing contest. But Scally's gang ended up taking him, and he's certain they killed his dog too. Upon hearing all of this, the surfer is stunned, and rushes to the beach, where he spots his surfboard hanging on Scally's cabin. He demands it back, but the cop unexpectedly insists the board belongs to Scally, and has been there as long as he can remember. The surfer tries to protest, but the cop orders him to return to his car and wait for him. Afterward, the surfer confronts the cop about the harassment of the local goons, including the fact that they indulge in illegal drugs. But the cop reveals that Scally's family has put a lot of money into this community, and if he wants to blow...
See, now you done fucked up, bro. That's why it's best, bro, to don't go to the police, bro, in situations like this. And now they know your face. Your face card hot, and they cool with your enemy. Had you not called them folk, bro, you see where this shit going. You grab your shit, bro, go on down there, handle your business, get your shit back, bro, and dip. Matter of fact, nigga, give me your shit, what you got too. I'm trying to get my house back. You the drug dealer, I know you got money. These niggas around here, yo, yes, man, bro. If I just came up on you, up on you, bro, because I'm not from down here, bro. You took over, supposedly. I used to live here. Bro, don't go to the cops unless you just, bro, motherfucker just bleeding out. Like you trying to get some insurance or some shit, like hit and run type shit.
off steam once in a while, he can. The cop then orders the surfer to stop bothering these locals and leave the area immediately. After the cop leaves, the surfer heads to the nearby washroom, where he puts down his coat and removes his shoes. He then enters a stall to relieve himself, but suddenly notices someone's presence outside. He thinks it's the troublemakers and quickly hides, but it just turns out to be the bum. Upon exiting the stall, the surfer is frustrated to realize that the bum stole his coat and shoes and ran away.
Bro, why is
He
you
then
scared
heads
of that?
outside and notices the local boys scribbling bad words on his car. While angrily yelling at them, he accidentally steps on shattered glass and injures his foot. The boys run off, while the surfer returns to his car and hastily bandages the wound. His frustration grows when he realizes the car battery is also dead. Luckily, he comes across a female photographer who isn't from around here. She kindly helps him charge the battery and snaps some pictures of him. They then open up about their lives, and the surfer reveals he used to live here until his dad passed away. After that, he moved to America with his mom, leaving everything behind. Sometime later, the surfer heads to a nearby store to buy a coffee, but when he tries to pay, his phone suddenly dies. He asks the store owner to charge it and promises to pay afterward, but the guy demands his watch as a deposit. The stunned surfer explains that his phone is already a deposit, and the watch was a gift from his dad. But the owner still refuses to cooperate, prompting the surfer to reluctantly give his watch. As he heads back to his car, another local intentionally knocks all his coffee into his face and curses at him. A while later, the surfer returns to the store, only to discover that it is now closed, which worries him.
Bro, why is you still
He
there?
fortunately discovers a coin in his car and uses it to call his.
Once my car got jumped off, I would have dipped. Like, you just prolonging your goddamn suffering, bro. Like, why the fuck you still here?
Finance company from a payphone. He leaves a message for his broker, asking him to call back on this payphone for further communication. That evening, the surfer heads to the beach and peeks into the cabin, where Scally is performing a cult-like ritual to welcome Blondie into his tribe. Scally is seen encouraging the men to reconnect with their alpha instincts and unleash their animalistic side. His motto is that one must suffer before they are allowed to surf. The goons then begin chanting, "Suffer, surfer," as Scally burns a metal stake in the fire and stamps it into Blondie's body. Horrified, the surfer decides to quickly take this chance to get back his surfboard, but he's unexpectedly attacked by a dog there, and upon hearing the noise, the locals also come after him. The surfer throws a metal at them, and manages to run away. After some time, they still come looking for him, so he hides behind some bushes, where he spends the entire night. The next morning, he wakes up, and is shocked to see that his car has vanished. Not long after, the same cop shows up, so the surfer frantically reveals that they stole his car last night. But the cop only scolds him for not leaving sooner, and points to the bum's old car, insisting his vehicle is still here. The shocked surfer insists he drives a Lexus, but the officer just laughs at him and orders him to leave this place immediately. After the cop departs, the surfer heads to his dad's old house, where he notices his real estate agent showing the place to another family. The surfer desperately asks for some time, and insists he will buy the house, but the agent pretends like he doesn't know him. He calls the surfer a homeless man, and demands that he get off the property. Just then, the surfer notices that the store is open and rushes up to the owner to claim his belongings. However, the store owner acts clueless, saying he has no idea what he's talking about. He's wearing the same watch, and he claims his father gave it to him. Fed up with the situation, the surfer tries to go to the payphone, but he's stopped by some boys who begin harassing him. Just then, the payphone rings, and the surfer assumes it's his broker. But the punks only agree to let him through if he gives them his ring, so the surfer is forced to comply. Unfortunately, when he gets to the payphone, he discovers that the receiver has been cut off and that the phone is not actually ringing.
Bro, where the fuck is the bomb? It's like he disappeared out of nowhere, and now he becoming the bomb. Like, cause bad luck is just permanently stuck on this nigga side.
This sends the poor guy over the edge. He starts crying as everyone around him begins laughing and mocking his miserable state. Left without hope, He sits in the bum's car to rest, where he finds Jay's shark tooth necklace and keeps it for himself. He begins to feel increasingly dehydrated and hungry, but has no money to feed himself. The surfer then heads to the washroom, where he drinks the dirty water and almost vomits. When he returns to the car, Scally is waiting for him with food and drinks. He asks him to eat and leave this place for good, but the surfer refuses to give up. Here, Scally admits he remembers the surfer from childhood and hasn't forgotten how his dad died in the ocean.